Birth. Felt like your heart was a revolving door? One moment someone walks in, the next they're gone, and then they're back, knocking again. Well, buckle up, because this story is exactly that, a roller coaster of love, loss, and a twist you won't see coming. 2. It all started on a sun-drenched university campus. He was just a regular guy, lost in his books and dreams. She was a whirlwind of confidence and charm. One day, out of the blue, she walked up to him and, with a smile that could melt glaciers, she asked him out. Just like that, his quiet, black and white world exploded into technicolor. Their love story was like something out of a movie. They were inseparable, sharing late-night study sessions that turned into early morning conversations about everything and nothing. They built a small, perfect world just for the two of them. He thought he'd found his forever. He was blissfully, completely, and utterly in love. But as we all know, some perfect worlds are built on fault lines. The ground beneath his feet began to shake when she announced she was leaving. Not for a summer break, but for New York. The city of dreams, she called it. A new life, new opportunities. He begged her to stay. He asked if they could make it work long distance, but her mind was made up. Her dreams were bigger than their small world. She packed her bags, and with a tearful, hollow goodbye, she left. She left him standing alone, with the ghost of her laughter echoing in their favorite spots on campus. The vibrant colors of his world faded back to a crushing, lonely gray. The silence she left behind was deafening. Every corner of his life held a memory of her, a painful reminder of what he'd lost. The days blurred into one long, sleepless night. His friends tried to pull him out, He was drowning in a sea of sorrow, and he didn't want a life raft. The pain was so immense, so all-consuming, that he felt there was only one way to make it stop. In a moment of absolute despair, he made a decision that nearly cost him everything. Thankfully, fate intervened. He was found in time, and he survived. That dark moment became a turning point. Lying in that hospital bed, he realized he'd been given a second chance. Not a second chance at love with her, but a second chance at life for himself. He decided that if he was going to live, he was going to truly live. He threw himself into his studies, not as a distraction, but with a newfound purpose. Started working out, channeling his pain into strength. He reconnected with friends and made new ones. Slowly, piece by piece, he began to rebuild himself, not into the person he was before her, but into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. He learned that his happiness couldn't be dependent on someone else. He found value in his own company, in his own ambitions. The bore she left behind was gone. In his place stood a man who had faced his darkest moment and emerged into the light. Meanwhile, across the ocean in the bustling, chaotic streets of New York, her new life wasn't the dream she had imagined. The city was lonely, and the opportunities weren't as golden as they seemed from afar. She did find love again, or so she thought. She met a new guy, someone exciting and different. She poured her heart into this new relationship, believing this was the next chapter. But love can be a cruel teacher. This new relationship began to crumble, mirroring the one she had left behind. But this time, the roles were reversed. One day, he told her it was over. He was the one who walked away, leaving her alone in a city that suddenly felt vast and unforgiving. The heartbreak was a bitter pill to swallow. It was in her own sorrow that she finally understood the depth of the pain she had inflicted on her college sweetheart. Memories of their time together came flooding back: his kindness, his devotion, the simple, pure love she had so easily discarded. She realized she hadn't been chasing a dream in New York. She had been running away from the best thing that had ever happened to her. Filled with regret and a desperate hope for redemption, she booked a flight. She was going back, shed to see him, to tell him she was sorry, to beg for another chance. She convinced herself that their love was strong enough to withstand anything, even her own mistakes. She found him right where she'd left him, but he wasn't the same. The fragile boy she remembered was gone. In his place stood a confident man, his eyes clear and steady. She poured her heart out, tears streaming down her face. She apologized. She explained. She pleaded. She told him she had made the biggest mistake of her life and that she loved him, that she had always loved him. She waited for him to pull her into his arms, to say it was all okay. He listened patiently, his expression unreadable. When she was finished, he looked at her, and for the first time, she didn't see adoration in his eyes. She saw, peace. He told her he forgave her. He even thanked her. He explained that her leaving, as painful as it was, had forced him to find a strength within himself he never knew he had. It led him to build a life he was proud of, a life that was whole and complete on its own. He told her he would always cherish the memories they made, but that part of his life was over. He'd closed that door, not out of anger or revenge, but out of self-respect. He had to choose himself. He gently told her no. He couldn't go back. He had moved on. And so, she was the one left standing alone, watching the man she loved walk away, finally understanding the true meaning of a second chance. He had been given one at life, and he took it. Shu was now faced with her own, a second chance to learn from her past and build a new future, for herself, by herself. What do you think? Did he do the right thing? Sometimes the hardest goodbyes are the ones that lead us to the best hellos with ourselves. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that make you think. See you in the next one.